everybody in this room was not interested in football and didn't want to learn how to get a job, right? No. Well, I can skip that part. No. All right. We'll talk football. We'll talk jobs. What I want to make sure is, at any point, jump in and ask questions. I'm probably better answering questions than I will be trying to give a presentation about some of this stuff. But I've got a lot of years in the business, so I definitely want to be a resource to you guys to help you out. As she mentioned, I went to Georgia Southern, so I have a sport management degree undergrad. And I go back and get a master's or an MBA or a PhD, so I probably missed out on that opportunity. But I've been blessed to have a lot of great experiences in sports management in the sports industry. So first off, I want to tell you a little bit about the Chick-fil-A Bowl and what we are as an organization, what we are as a company. I'm going to play a video here in a couple of minutes. But the first questions we always get asked are, A, do you work for Chick-fil-A? Which we don't. The Chick-fil-A Bowl is actually a company called Peach Bowl, Inc. So we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that basically owns and operates different events. The second question we always get asked is that a full-time job? And it is. We work January through December and right back to the next January running those properties. So I don't work for Chick-fil-A. I do get paid full-time. We work a lot of hours. It's a lot of fun. So what I want to do is play this video. It can talk a little bit better about what we are as an organization. This particular video is more focused on the Chick-fil-A Bowl. After it's played, I'll get a little bit more into the different properties that we own and operate. So I know it says 12 minutes, but it is kind of exciting. You guys are football fans, so you probably appreciate it.
There's something so special and unique that almost is hard to put into words.
Is that loud enough?
It's the best football in business. We felt very blessed to be in the process to select the Clemson and LSU, who wound up being two 10-win teams and both in the top 15 in the country.
Well, it was a quality matchup. Clemson and LSU, both top 10 teams, representing great conferences.
I think just about every poll between all the magazines and media had our game ranked probably in the top 4 in the country.
That matched the strength of both teams against each other. And, it was probably one of the top bowl games matchups.
Well, you know, the bowl to me is always a reward for your players because obviously you had a very good season. You had a really good season. You make it to the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Bowl week sets the stage for that grand finale, which is the game.
We want the players to remember this week for years to come.
The players are looking forward to being in a big city. Atlanta really rolls out the red carpet.
We want them to, a lot of these guys are seniors. This may be the last time that they suit up for a football game. We want the players to feel like that they were treated special when they were here. For the players and the coaches, I think definitely one of the highlights has become the Battle of Bowl Week competition. And you can just feel it gets the competitive juices flowing.
And they start with a basketball contest there at Dave & Buster's, and select players from each of the schools come together to compete in a fun way. The next day they'll go to Andretti go-karting. The following day they'll make milkshakes. They'll end up at a Brazilian buffet where they actually have a competition on who can eat the most protein. And then it culminates with a family feud event at the end of the week where the offense and the defense kind of pair up on the stage.
Dabo Swinney just set a great example for his players. All the kids are back on the bus leaving Andretti's, and Dabo Swinney's still out there driving around the racetrack.
When players go into a Brazilian steakhouse, two things are on display that we know they're great at. beyond football, and that's competing and eating. And that competition for Battle for Bowl really puts these two things together.
The Missouri food was really good. Those guys, just some outstanding eating over there. Just plenty and hundreds of pounds of food. It was a really good job.
Clemson and LSU went into the final event of the Battle of Bowl Week tied. It all rested on who won the football feud, which is modeled after the game show, The Family Feud.
That was probably my favorite event. It was fun to get a chance to actually hang with those guys and just get a vibe and a feel from both sides. And that kind of, I think, put everything to tune for the game, and it was just fun.
I think two of the events that really stand out to me that are highlights for the players and coaches are the team hospital visits and the visit to Martin Luther King Center.
We were able to go and visit the Children's Hospital, which was just phenomenal, by the way. And I know that it was great for our players to be able to put some smiles on some of those kids' faces as we went throughout that hospital that day. And I tell you what, one of the best things we did was our trip to Martin Luther King exhibit. I mean, that was tremendous.
To go to Martin Luther King Center and hear from whether it's Congressman Lewis or to go to the actual burial site of Martin Luther King, to be in the church where he actually spoke, and then to see his house where he was born. That's very special.
We've taken the focus from the families, the players, and the coaches, and we're now transitioning to game day with the focus being on the fans.
The morning of the game is such an intense moment. People have so much passion built up that the first outlet of that passion is the parade down Peachtree Street. So the party gets started on Peachtree, goes through the park and heads into the George World Congress Center, and the parade just really is the catalytic event to start the day.
Fan Fest is just, it's so exciting.
What's great about Fan Fest is it goes to a whole other level. In fact, you feel Fan Fest, you hear Fan Fest before you enter it. And so when you're walking up to Fan Fest, there's just this tremendous sense of anticipation because you are feeling the floor, you're hearing so much noise, and then you walk into this gigantic space.
It is just a huge party. You've got 35,000 people in one room, one big room.
500,000 more square feet of fun, and you're just bombarded. You're sensory overload in a really good way.
It's lots of games, interactive games that the kids love to get involved in. It's just a really, really exciting place to be and kind of gets you geared up for the game.
Because what we do is we're putting on a show. We're entertaining people and creating memorable experiences for them.
Then there's a huge pep rally with the school bands, the cheerleaders, the team mascots.
And they had you walk through the tight walk throughout the fake just to get to the top.
Sorry about that, guys.
We're entertaining people and creating memorable experiences for them.
Then there's a huge pep rally with the school bands, the cheerleaders, the team mascots.
And they had you walk through the tight walk all throughout your fans just to get to your locker room. Really, and you don't usually get that in a bowl game.
Oh, it was an exhilarating moment. Just a lot of emotion around through, knowing that this is the last time this season that you'll be around those fans. Besides playing in the Valley, it is the best atmosphere that I've been a part of. One of the best things in the country, hands down.
You know, it's I think it's as good a game, if not the best game of the entire bowl season, of all the bowl games, the BCS bowls and everything included. Just walking up there in pregame, you can really sense, how big a night this was. to be quite honest with you, I felt like when we answered and we went right back down the field and scored and tied the game up 7-7, that was kind of the, I don't know if that was, we hadn't played a lot, long enough for it to say they'd be called a turning point, but it was kind of the point in the game where I think our guys knew, hey, we could win this football game. Ultimate turning point late in the game was the 4th and 16. But when we hit that, you could almost sense that these guys weren't going to be denied. The game was far from over right there. We still had to make some plays. And, you know, there was really a lot of calmness.
I mean, I wouldn't even understand celebrate already before he even kicked it.
It comes down to make a few plays. Protection was outstanding. Those guys did a tremendous job in snap by Sylvester, the whole by Benton, and then just great focus and execution by Cat Zero. So, special night, special way to do it.
Well, this was an outstanding year. Credit to the staff of the Chick-fil-A Bowl, the finest in the country, our wonderful volunteers, a fantastic board of directors, board of trustees, the fans that supported us, not only in Atlanta, but from Clemson and LSU, and then the great media partners we have in ESPN, and the great sponsors led by Chick-fil-A. 16 straight continuous sellouts, more than any other bowl in the country other than the Rose Bowl. To have two 10-win teams, top 15 teams in the country, that was unique for this bowl game. A payout of $7.1 million, which is another record, was unique. The TV ratings with a 5.6 TV rating, which led all bowl games other than the BCS games. And then you take a look at the charity, $1.48 million given back to the community in scholarship and charitable donation.
What's really nice about the Chick-fil-A Bowl is that they donate that $100,000 each year to the university. And in today's world, in today's economy, funds that come to the university that help faculty and students, they're just godsend.
All those are unique records to this bowl game, and no other bowl in the country can do what we did this year. So very, very successful year for the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
College football is a crowded space, we all know that. But the Chick-fil-A Bowl has carved out its place, and its place is very much relevant.
Felt good about the experience. I think college football looked at Atlanta again as being something unique and relevant to college football. You can tell that we've become a force. We've become relevant. We've become something important to college football with what we've been able to establish. And you're creating a unique experience and a memorable experience in all those people's lives. That's a lot of fun.
All right, so that's what we are as an organization. And part of the reason I wanted to show this video, obviously it'll paint a better picture of what we are as an organization, but I wanted to talk about the people you saw in the video. What a lot of people don't realize is, from a Chick-fil-A Bowl standpoint, across all the different properties that we have, and I'll get to those in a couple minutes, is we have multiple customers. So you think sports, you think my customer is the person that is sitting in that seat that paid $100 for a ticket. That's my customer. But this video actually reflects the different types of customers that we have outside of those people. People who pay tickets to go to the Georgia Dome to sit in that seat on December 31st. They, of course, are a revenue-generating customer. But in that video, you also saw LJ Yankowski with Chick-fil-A. That's our title sponsor. That's one of our customers. You saw Bob Schuler, who is our chair of our volunteer division. Our volunteers are one of our customers. You saw Joe Oliva, the athletic director for LSU. That's a customer. You saw Todd Boyd, the player for a university. That's one of our customers. The coach for both schools, those are our customers as well. So when you think about sports and you think about all those different things, you have different customers. It's not just the person that pays to actually sit in the seat. They're important just as any of the rest of these people are. But, you know, different customers have different needs. So from the fan standpoint, you want to have a clean facility, you want to have an exciting game, you want to do giveaways and do promos and all those different things. But from a player standpoint, we have to do things for the players. So throughout the course of the week for the Chick-fil-A Bowl, we have the Battle for Bowl Week that they talked about in there, which is basically a series of competitions throughout their state during the time where they play the video games and all those different things. That's something we came up with to make the customer happy, to give them a better experience than just showing up, practicing for 5 or 6 days, and then playing a bowl game. So that's something that we did specifically for that customer. For the football coach, it's going to be a little bit different thing. You want to make sure that their practice facility is ready. You want to make sure that they've got a great hotel and all those different things. Because from a football coaching standpoint, they're just worried about playing the game. They don't care about going to a banquet. You know, they don't care about an after bowl week competition. They don't necessarily care about those things. When a football coach shows up, he's trying to replicate game. So if your game is on Friday, the way they use, or the lingo they use is, so the game is on Friday, so now Thursday is the day before the game. Typical college football game is on Saturday. So Thursday is Friday. Friday is Saturday. Again, the college football coach just wants to replicate what they've been doing for 12 or 14 weeks on the college football campus. That's all they really care about. So for that customer, you're trying to recreate that part of it and make it as similar to what they do on campus as realistically possible. For the athletic director, you know, they want money, right? And that's not a bad thing, but you know, they're charged with running a business. College football today is a big business, so you know, that goes to your scholarship donations, the money they get from your team payouts and all those different things. So that is what makes that particular customer happy. From a volunteer standpoint, volunteers, they want different things. You have some volunteers that could be like yourselves. Why are you volunteering? You're volunteering to get experience, you're volunteering to meet people and make connections and all different things. So we provide that. For some volunteers, we have volunteers that have been volunteering for 40 years. You know, we've been doing this game for 46 years or 46 games. We've got people who've been doing it for 40 years. We've got people who have met their wives, had kids, had grandkids, all through meeting from at the Chick-fil-A Bowl. So you got those volunteers that become a family. So they know that the day after Christmas, they're going to check into a hotel and they're going to host a VIP suite, or they're going to host a suite for their fellow volunteers or for the players. And that's part of their holiday tradition, and that's what they do. So you've got those volunteers as well. You know, that's that customer. So when you think about sports as you go through your career, as you go up, you know, always try and think, it's not just a person that is paying to go to the game. You've got different people. You've got even subsets deeper than that. You know, your sponsors, you've got a Chick-fil-A who's your title sponsor. We actually do an event, when we start talking about properties, called the Chick-fil-A Bowl Challenge, which is a private golf tournament. It's a pro-am that has several different elements to it. So on one particular day, people will buy into the event, and they'll play with a pro golfer, so they'll play with an Adam Scott or Sergio Garcia or somebody like that. The next day they may play with a more local celeb. So we've had Kevin Butler from UGA and Buck Blue and all those types of guys who have played in it. They may also play with a football coach. So Coach Rick has participated in the event before. So that's a private golf tournament that is actually the key components of that, or the people who buy into that, are vendors of Chick-fil-A. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you got Heinz ketchup, or you got little mints that they give away, or the brownies, or the people who actually make the machines that make the milkshakes. All those people pay money to go into this golf tournament, to pay or to play with these different celebrities, football coaches, so on and so forth. But they also want to get back to charity. That's something that the video hit on as well. Part of our mission, and part of what we do outside of trying to create these memorable sports experiences, is donate money to charity. This year in particular, we're estimated to give $1.5 million back to the charity and scholarships. Some of that is scholarships, some of it will go to Windshape Homes, which is a charity component of Chick-fil-A. We actually do a program in the city of Atlanta called Playing Smart, which puts an academic coach in all the public schools in Atlanta, the high school public schools in Atlanta, that works with the football teams and the athletes. So they have an academic coach dedicated to them throughout the school year to help them prepare for SAT, general classwork, all those different things, like beyond just playing football in high school. So you got that. So that's one event that we do. So when we talk about multiple properties, we have what we call, again, the Chick-fil-A Bowl Challenge. So the culmination of that particular event is a made-for-television event. So your favorite football coach will play with a famous alumni from their school. So 1 year, Coach Rick played with Herschel Walker. I won't say some of the other names because you might lose them, but you kind of get the idea. You have ACC and SEC and sometimes Big Ten coaches that play in that event. That's a private thing. Going back to talking about customers, it's a private event. So for the football coaches, this is one of the few times that they don't have to go shake the hands of an alumni. They get to bring their wife, maybe their kids, and they come down, they go out to Lake Oconee, just down the road.